I'm doing good, I'm on some new shit, and saying yes instead of no. It applies to the situation that the song is written about, where, you know, you're updating a former lover on what your life is like now and trying to be positive about it. But it was also where I am creatively, where it's like...
If you've glanced at social media, tuned into a Chiefs game, or scrolled the latest headlines, you've probably noticed something different about Travis Kelce. The Kansas City Chiefs superstar tight end has always been the picture of confidence, swaggering across the field, grinning in post-game interviews, making bold fashion choices. Yet lately, there's a flicker of something else. A glance over his shoulder, a moment's hesitation, a sense that even the mighty Travis Kelce is feeling the weight of something bigger than football. The reason? 3 words that can send even the most stoic athlete's heart into a spiral: Taylor Allison Swift. Taylor Swift isn't just famous. She is fame, multiplied, magnified, and spun into gold. Her presence can electrify an entire stadium, her lyrics become generational anthems, and her every move is dissected by millions of devoted fans. For Travis Kelce, used to fending off 300-pound linemen and the pressure of Super Bowl Sundays, this is a whole new game. A high-wire act played out not just under the stadium lights, but under the unblinking gaze of the world. Travis Kelce is accustomed to being watched. On the field, he relishes the spotlight. Off the field, he's become a household name, at least in football circles. But Taylor Swift is in another universe entirely. She's a phenomenon whose fame outshines almost everyone else, including most professional athletes. With Taylor comes an army of Swifties, a fan base so passionate and plugged in that even the smallest detail, a look, a lyric, a locket, can become front-page news. For Travis, this means that nothing goes unnoticed. A casual dinner date becomes breaking news. A brief sideline glance is analyzed for hidden meaning. Every handhold, every smile, every moment is captured, shared, and scrutinized. Privacy? Forget it. The very idea becomes almost laughable. And while Travis is used to attention, he's never faced this kind of relentless curiosity. This sense that every move could be the spark for a million online conversations. It's not just the intensity of the spotlight that has Travis on edge. It's the expectations, both from the public and from Taylor's fiercely loyal fan base. To date, Taylor Swift is to step into a role, almost to become a character in her legendary saga. And the Swifties, they're not just supporters, they're guardians. Their devotion is matched only by their protectiveness. Any perceived misstep, no matter how small, can trigger a tidal wave of opinions, think pieces, and yes, backlash. Travis knows the stakes are sky high. Winning over Taylor's fans is no small feat. Every interaction can be interpreted. Every gesture can be dissected. The pressure to measure up, to prove himself worthy, is immense. After all, this is a woman who inspires stadiums to sing back her words, who's moved mountains for her fans. Any wrong move could mean losing not just Taylor, but the goodwill of millions. Taylor Swift's romantic history is legendary. Every relationship, every breakup, has been chronicled, analyzed, sometimes even weaponized by tabloids and social media. Travis is watched from the outside as Taylor's love life has inspired songs and headlines, as every lyric and interview is picked apart for hidden meanings. The idea that he could become the subject of that kind of scrutiny is daunting. What if things go wrong? It's a terrifying thought. Losing Taylor wouldn't just mean heartbreak, it would mean becoming a chapter in a narrative that the world feels entitled to comment on, a storyline that might live on long after the relationship itself ends. For Travis, the fear is deeply personal. He doesn't want to be that guy in a song or the subject of endless speculation. Taylor Swift has been through it. She's had her trust broken, her privacy invaded, her vulnerability exposed. For anyone who loves her, there's an unspoken understanding. Her heart is hard-won, her trust even more so. Travis is keenly aware of this. He wants to be different, to prove that he's in it for the right reasons. Every moment feels like a test, an opportunity to show that he's not just another chapter, but someone worthy of her trust and loyalty. The fear of letting her down, of failing to live up to her expectations, is a heavy burden. Travis wants to be the exception, the one who breaks the pattern, the guy who stands the test of time. But that's easier said than done, especially under the world's microscope. Then there's the matter of their two very different worlds. Travis Kelce is a football star, used to the rhythms of the NFL, training, games, team camaraderie, a life built around the gridiron. Taylor's world is a whirlwind of travel, touring, recording, and public appearances, each with its own set of demands. Making time for each other is a challenge in itself, a logistical puzzle that few relationships face. Travis is used to being the center of attention on Sundays, but with Taylor, the spotlight is constant. Sharing it means adjusting to a new reality, one where even the most ordinary moments can become the stuff of legend or the subject of intense debate. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, money. Travis Kelce is wildly successful by any measure. He's made millions, he's at the top of his game. But Taylor Swift's wealth and influence operate on another plane altogether. She's one of the world's highest-earning entertainers, with a financial empire that stretches from music to business to real estate. This can create a subtle but powerful sense of insecurity. No matter how confident Travis is in his achievements, there's always the lurking fear that he might never be seen as her equal, not by the world, not by her fans, maybe not even by himself. Travis Kelce has spent his life building a legacy on the field, in the locker room, in the community. He wants to be remembered for his athleticism, his leadership, his personality. But being with Taylor Swift means that, for many, he'll always be the guy who dated Taylor Swift. His story could be forever tied to hers, his own narrative overshadowed by her colossal fame. There's pride in being part of her story, sure. But there's also a fear of being reduced to a footnote, of losing his own identity, of having his accomplishments eclipsed by the sheer scale of Taylor's global influence. It's a fear that lingers, not just in the present, but in the future, when people will still ask about Taylor, about what went wrong, about what it was like to be in her orbit. It's not just Travis who's affected. His family and friends, long accustomed to a certain level of attention, are suddenly thrust into the limelight. Every gathering, every conversation, every social media post becomes potential fodder for speculation. The pressure to protect his loved ones, to shield them from the glare of Taylor's fame, adds another layer of anxiety. Travis wants to keep his world intact, to make sure his family isn't overwhelmed or hurt by the attention. But that's a tall order when every move, every interaction, is potential headline material. The fear of collateral damage, of unintended consequences, is never far away. Taylor Swift is a master at navigating celebrity. She's turned the complexities of fame into an art form, using even the most difficult situations as opportunities to connect with her fans. Travis, by contrast, is more comfortable letting his performance speak for itself. The athlete's world is about the game, the stats, the wins, the losses. The personal stays personal. Adjusting to Taylor's universe, where every moment can be shared, analyzed, and celebrated, is a challenge. The fear of being misunderstood, of having his intentions misread, of not speaking the language of pop culture can create distance, even between two people who care deeply for each other. Another truth Travis can't ignore: Taylor's exes are famous in their own right. Actors, musicians, athletes, each relationship has left its mark, each has become part of the mythos. For Travis, the knowledge that he's being compared, not just to the men who came before, but to the stories, the songs, the memories, is daunting. Every gesture, every word, every decision is weighed against a legacy that's already set in stone. So why does Travis Kelce seem a little more anxious lately? Why does the man who thrives under the pressure of a championship game look a little less sure of himself when the cameras are off and the questions are personal? It's because he's playing a new kind of game, one with different rules, higher stakes, and an audience that never blinks. He's not just fighting for a win on the field. He's fighting for a place in the life of a woman who is, for all intents and purposes, the epicenter of modern fame. It's exhilarating, it's inspiring, but it's also terrifying. It's a reminder that no matter how strong, confident, or successful you are, love, especially love in the glare of the world's attention, comes with its own set of challenges. And perhaps that's what makes this story so compelling. It's not just about football, or music, or fame. It's about vulnerability, about the courage it takes to risk your heart when the whole world is watching. It's about the possibility of writing a new chapter, one that just might surprise us all. If you're rooting for Travis and Taylor, maybe you're rooting for something bigger, the idea that even under the brightest lights, love can find a way. And maybe, just maybe, that's the story we all want to believe in.